Hello, my dear viewers. Welcome back to Smart Invest Consultants International. It's here we learn more about business registration, related services, and also about taxation. So, thank you for your continued support to our road to 2,000 subscribers. We really appreciate your support. If you have not yet hit that subscription button, hit it. Hit on the notification button so that anytime we upload a new video, you'll be the first one to view it. Today we are going to look at something special that is happening, and it's called Tax Amnesty. Probably you have come across such a post yenye inasema Chapa reset na Tax Amnesty. So Tax Amnesty is what previously used to call waiver application. So when you had liabilities with KRA, you could go and write a letter explaining the reasons why you didn't, maybe for example, file those returns, and then depending on the reasons, they would be able maybe to say we'll waive you a half, we'll waive you the full amount, or so on and so forth. But it was a very tedious and most of the times unsuccessful process. So the good thing is that Finance Act 2023 has brought to us what we call Tax Amnesty. It's an upgrade of the previous tax waiver. So what is happening now? Kama uko na penalties, if you have penalties, automatically by the end of June 31st, they will be waived. That is only penalties and interest if you have no principal tax. I'll show you what I mean by principal tax. So yours maybe it was a late filing and maybe you got a penalty, or you didn't pay some tax, then you pay later, but already zilikuwa na interest. So you'll be forgiven the interest if you pay what we call the tax principal. So it's easy. We log into iTax portal like this one I have here. Then on this menu up here, you can see the various icons here. So for example, if you have a principal tax ni yenye nasema kuna a certain amount hukulipa over a certain period of time. It can be two ways. Number one, unaweza amua kuclear yote. So you can decide to clear everything. So at that point when you clear everything, the easiest way to use is through payment registration. If you are not able now to clear the whole amount and you like to have a payment plan, yenye unasema I have 10,000 but I want to pay it in 3 months, so every month I pay 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. You come here, return debt enforcement, then come here to amnesty application. So this one is for only those of us who have various tax we have not been able to pay. So you get your details, then you can come to select the tax obligation. Maybe for this case is income tax, resident. You select that one. Then you will see the number of what you call the principal tax. So these are the unpaid tax, these are the fines, and these are the interest. So you will see, and then maybe if you want to apply for all, you can be able to say add all. So once you add all, it will bring you to section B here. So for section B, it will show you the total principal tax that you are supposed to pay, which is like in this case 6401. So you want to pay using how many months? So you can input maybe I want to pay using for example, let's say I want to use 5 months. What you'll notice at this point here is that you can see the installment frequency is monthly. Then you'll notice as the date you are applying, that is the date you should pay your first installment. So you can say I agree with the terms and conditions, then you'll be able to submit. So they will take now the 6,000. you can see I have the amount per installment here, 6,400 divided by 5 months, and then every month you'll be able to pay 1,280, and that is how you'll now be able to clear and get your clearance certificate. So this is for someone who doesn't have penalties. The only thing they have is what we call the principal tax. Then we can now move on to someone who has you only have penalties. Maybe you don't have any principal tax. So for you, the easiest way is to come here under payments, then go to payment registration. Once you are at payment registration, just say next. Next here, so at tax head here, you'll select income tax. Tax subhead here, you'll come to income tax. For example, this one is for an individual. We'll select income tax, resident individual. Then for the payment, we'll select self-assessment. Then, for example, you'll find for this case, I would use an example of here. We have a principal tax of, maybe this is January 2018, a principal tax of 2,500. Then we have a penalty of 2,000, and then we have a interest of 1,500. So you select per year. So maybe I can start with that 2018. So for example, you see here the total is coming to 5,890. If I try to add, it will always tell me please pay the principal tax, where principal tax has decimals. Values round off to the nearest amount 1 shilling. So that means I'm supposed to just pay this amount. This is what we are calling the principal tax here. Then they will be able to waive these 2,000 here, and they will be able to waive 1,350. So for your case, if it's only that you failed to file, you realize here principal tax is 0. The fine here is also 0, but the penalty here, for example, is 2,000, and the interest here is 0. So for your case at that point, because you are being told to pay the principal tax to the nearest 1 shilling, so you can't pay 0, so you will just pick 1 and add. So for such a person here, because this one has what we call the principal tax, so for example in the year case, they will just click 25, because now it's 47.45, 48, and add. So you realize the moment you add that detail. So for the case where the penalty is 0, where the principal tax is 0, unaweka 1. For the case where you have a principal tax, round off to the nearest 1 shilling and put that particular amount. So you realize the amount now to be paid here is 25.48, and it has already been added here. Then you select the mode of payment. Let's say I want to pay this amount using my M-Pesa. So I'll just select other payment methods. Then I will submit. Okay. So once you submit, you can be able to download the payment receipt. So mostly when you try, unless the system is restored, sasa ukijaribu kulipa directly, initially you could click here, you input your phone number and pay directly from your mobile number. So I don't know whether the system are back. If they are back, you can try that one. Just click there. You just come to mode of payment here, select mobile money, input your phone number here, a message pop up directly kwa simu yako, and you make payment. If it has not yet been restored, we can still come back and download. Okay, sorry for that. We still come back and download what we call that payment slip. Sorry, let me restore that. So una download what we are calling the payment slip. Sorry for that. Yeah. So, for example, ours has disappeared. So you can still come back to payments. Then you go to payment registration here. No, sorry, don't go to payment registration. You can come straight to consort payments here. When you come to consort payments, just submit this security stamp. Is 132. Then you can consort. Then you can see 2548. This is what maybe you had registered. Initially, you had registered for one bob. So you can be able to view this one. This one was your registration number here. You can be able to download this payment slip. So once you may download the payment slip, I'll go now to my M-Pesa. Again, there is a pay bill here. You can see this pay bill. So this is what I'll use. This is the pay bill that was given for all the government services. Then the account number ni ile iko hapa. This is what you input as an account number. Then the amount you have agreed to pay. So once nime make hiyo payment, I will need to give the system about 48 hours or less. Once 48 hours or less zime expire na nimefanya hiyo payment, when I log in and I try now to check again or to register for that particular payment registration, kata ikwambia you don't have this obligation, meaning you have already been cleared. Then, even to confirm, you can come here at certificate and apply for your tax compliance certificate. At that point, you'll be able to get your tax compliance certificate. So guys, that is the simple process of how you are going to register for your, or how you are going to clear with KRA, if in case you don't want to wait until June next year, ili ikue imeresetiwa automatically. I would also advise us maybe to use this method. You find at a point you filed, but pale chini kwa karatasi ilibaki na around 0.4. So when KRA are waiving, wanachukua hiyo 0.4 as a principal tax. So when they will be waiving on January automatically, they will not waive for anybody who still has any pending principal tax. So it's good we go to payment registration. If it's penalties alone, lipa here 1 bob for every year, reset, go back to default settings, and make sure from there on you file all your taxes. In case of any challenges, be free to reach us. Our numbers are pinned, and we really appreciate your support. The only way you can be able to continue supporting us is by making sure you subscribe, share to your friends, and tell the friends of your friends to subscribe. At Smart Invest Consultants International, tunasemanga sisi ni familia pamoja. Wacha tupige reset pamoja, go back to the default settings, tuanze kuchangamkia hii maneno ya tax. Thank you.